All right. Good afternoon, everyone. So we've learned 5 of 7 visual elements in the last meeting, right? Let's quickly review what we learned. So we learned line, shape and mass, light, texture and pattern, and the space. And for the space, there was a discussion related to the space in the last meeting, right? So everyone did a great job. So let me just tell you the answer, what Leonardo da Vinci used implied space for this painting. It was 1-point linear perspective with vanishing point to create the implied space. So like you see, all the, the guidelines going to the center. That means here is the vanishing point. This technique is called 1-point linear perspective because there is 1 point on the center. The 1 point means vanishing point. Very good, everyone. All right, so today's meeting, we're gonna see color and time and motion. So let's see the color first. So science tells us that we cannot perceive color without light, and light consists of energy that travels in waves, much as water forms waves. The distance between the peak of each wave of this energy is its wavelength, which is a term from physics that measures light. If white or normal day life passes through a prism, we see that it is composed of constituent colors of light, so which have different wavelength. So this is called color wheel. We can divide colors as 3. Give me 1 second. Let me just change my mouse. There we go. So again, we can divide colors as 3. Primary color, secondary color, and tertiary color. So let's see what these are. So primary color, these are yellow, red, and blue. So these are labeled with number 1 on the color wheel, right? So they're called primary because they cannot be made by any mixture of other colors. And secondary colors, there are orange, green, and violet. So these are labeled with number 2. So each is made by combining 2 primary colors. So for example, when you mix yellow and blue, 2 primary colors, then you can create green color. And the last one, tertiary color. So tertiary colors are labeled number 3 here. Lots of 3, right? So these are products of primary color and the secondary color. So for example, when you mix yellow, 1 primary color, and green, 1 secondary color, then you can create yellow-green, the tertiary color. So now let's talk about color properties. So any color has three properties: hue, value, saturation. So hue is the name of according to the categories of the color wheel, like red, orange, yellow. And value refers to relative lightness or darkness of the color. And saturation or intensity refers to the relative purity of a color. So colors may be pure and saturated as they appear on the color wheel, or they may be dulled and softened to some degree. And there are two ways to see the colors by light and pigment. It's additive color and subtractive color. So the left one, additive color or RGB color, which means red, green, and B means blue light. So it is a property of a color model that predicts the appearance of colors made by coincident component lights with distant color. Distinct color. So RGB color uses for digital art, internet, TV, etc. So all the colors you can see through your smartphone or computer, they are using this color, RGB color, based on light. And the subtractive color, the right one, it is called also CMYK color, which means cyan. This blue color's name is cyan, and magenta, and yellow, and K means black. So black ink is typically used as a key. So it marks black as key. These colors are used for the physical colors like printing or painting. So CMYK color uses for all kinds of printing, such as magazine printing, product printing, or t-shirt printing, etc. Now we are going to see optical effects by color. So there are two types of optical effects of color we are going to see. The first one is simultaneous contrast, and the next one is optical color mixture. Let's see one by one. So the simultaneous contrast. So when there are two colors side by side, and these colors interact with one another and change our perception accordingly. For example, complementary color. Let's see what the complementary color is. So this is the color wheel we just saw together. So when you see this color wheel, and there are opposite size colors, for example, yellows and violet, and green and red, like that. These are called like complementary colors. So let's see the actual example applied in the work of art. So these are Vincent van Gogh's paintings, and he used simultaneous contrast for optical effects of color in these two paintings. So look at the left painting first together, everyone. So which colors did he use in this painting? What kind of color can you see?
The violet, the yellow,
Violet, blue.
Blue, yeah, and orange,
green,
yeah, that's right. Yellow, yeah,
yellow.
Some green.
Yeah, sort of green. Yes, very good. Mostly he used blue color and the warm color, yellow and orange, right? Very
Yes.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he used dark blue on the sky and the yellow light with the vivid orange outdoor dining spots here. And the orange and the blue are complementary color each other. So by using complementary colors as a simultaneous contrast, the image is stamped on the viewer's eyes strongly. And let's look at the right image. So which colors did he use in this painting?
Red and green.
Red
Orange,
and green,
yellow,
orange, green, yellow. Very good. So these are all the complementary colors. The ceiling and all the tabletops are the greenish color. And the rest of the part are red and reddish brown colors. And green and red are complementary colors each other. So this painting is also using same effects of color, simultaneous contrast by using complementary colors. Very good. And let's talk about the next optical color, optical effects of color, optical color mixture. So colors can be mixed in light or pigment, but they can also be mixed by your eyes. When small patches of different colors are close together, the eye may blend them to produce a new color. So the pointillism artists in modern era, they used this optical color mixture effect so popular in their paintings. So let me show you the example. So everyone, look at these boxes. So the left box consists of tiny red and blue dots, and the right box consists of red and yellow dots, right? And now everyone, so let's look at these boxes with your eyes half closed. A little bit half
Purple
closed.
and orange.
Yeah, you can see purple and orange color in boxes.
Yes.
Yeah. That is optical color mixture by mixing colors in your eyes. Very good. So here is the actual example. So this is the Georges Seurat's painting. So when you see his painting closer, you can see there are no brush strokes. And it consists of tons of tiny color dots. And all the colors in this painting are made by optical color mixture. So which means the green color made by mixture of other colors.
Yellow and blue.
That's right. So that technique is called pointillism. And Georges Seurat developed this technique in modern era 19th century as a post-impressionist. So these are all about color as visual elements in art. And there is a video about this painting in the Moodle room, page week 3-2. So please watch this video for your understanding. And let's move on to the time and motion. So time and motion have always been linked together. During 20th century, time and motion truly took their places as elements of Western art. Through advances in science and technology, daily life became far more dynamic, and the nature of time and its relationship to space and the universe more a matter for thought. So there is implied motion, just like other visual elements. So we do not actually see the motion happening, but visual clues tell us that it is a key aspect of the work. So let's see the example. So this is a marble sculpture by Gian Lorenzo Bernini, who is a Baroque artist in 17th century. And there is no actual movement in this masterpiece, but the figures' poses are so dynamic and theatrical, so we could feel we are in the middle of the action, right? So that is called implied motion. And here's another example to show the implied motion. So this is a futurist artist, Giacomo Bella's painting, Dynamism of a Dog on a Leash in 20th century. So the artist tried to record all of the time and motion of certain moment in one frame. So we can see a dog and a person is walking from this painting. That is implied motion. An artist can also communicate the idea of motion by creating an illusion of it. Artists create the illusion through visual tricks that deceive our eyes into believing there is motion as time passes, even though no actual motion occurs. So here is the example. So this is a noticeable sense of moment when we look at Contract 3 by the British artist Bridget Riley. So if we focus on a single point in the center of the work, it appears there is an overall vibrating motion.
It looks wavy.
Yes, it looks waving. That's the point. So this optical illusion grows out of the natural physiological movement of the human eye. Very interesting. An art that moves is called kinetic art, means the actual movement. And from the Greek word kineto means moving, and kinetic art is art from any medium that contains movement perceivable by the viewer or depends on motion for its effect. So let me show you the kinetic arts example. Can you see the video, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
He's a kinetic artist. That is kinetic art.
One of the reasons I get into this is
Moving
just
art.
machines themselves. Machines and how they work are amazing things. What I wanted to do was to make that into something where I emphasize the motion and emphasize the patterns I was seeing in the machine. And that's what makes a good piece a challenge and also a lot of fun, is that there's a whole lot of engineering and there's a whole lot of design and making it do what I want it to do. I'm David Roy. I make kinetic sculptures. They are basically wooden machines that go on the wall, you wind them up and then create patterns and sounds and motion. The first step is in my head, which I can't show you, but then very shortly thereafter, I just sit down and I start sketching. Whoa. Then I want to go see how the patterns go play out. I put multiples on the screen, I watch them, and we just get a feel for it. Will it work? I'm not sure. So you work on it a while, you get frustrated, you try other things, and it can be months or even years, because it'll be a little breakthrough here that took 5 minutes, another one here took 5 minutes, but accumulation, it's been a long time before it all comes together into a final piece. This lever now is pulling on that string, just pulling on this wheel, just pulling on this lever, which releases the front lever, and now it's going to reverse direction and start the cycle again. Any questions? The restful thing that you get from watching a campfire, where you're watching the flames or watching the stream, that kind of feeling is what I'm looking for. Well, if it's a successful piece, in my view, you really have to sit and just have a cup of coffee and a glass of wine or whatnot and sit and watch it for a while. I spend many hours doing that.
All right,
Nice.
that's very nice. Yes, that is called kinetic art. So everyone, the visual elements chapter is over, and we have a discussion related to the chapter we learned today. So please go to week 3 and then go find the week 3-2 discussion. Yep, it's right here, and then click it. And please read today's topic and then please reply to the discussion and by tonight. And then by tomorrow, please reply to your peers at least to 2 or more. Any question, everyone?